To the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr with Doris Burke on our sideline. It's East versus West here in Milwaukee. The Bucks hope to put on a show for this home crowd. And now the Lakers starting group. They've got Bryant, Johnson out there with Hill, and it's Young, and it's Clarkson in the point.
Bucks obviously did not have a great season on the court, but off the court there was some big news as the franchise was sold last April.
It's Parker with the drive and taken away by Johnson. He can fly, can he? He'll make you forget he's a point guard sometimes.
Yeah, when he does decide to attack the basket, Kevin, he can do it with the best of them.
And this is the time to attack with these two teams locked in such a close game.
And with the Bucks and their sale, new ownership, what is important is that you notice that it's a local group and they're continuing to really get their tentacles within the community.
Well said, and that's always helpful when you have ownership that's there present and invested in the local community. There was a lot of fear in Milwaukee that the team could be on the move, but those fears
already had the icon on.
Here's Young. Jabari Parker making his last shot.
Swaggy
You know, there's always a lot of nicknames in the NBA. I love what became of Nick Young last year in LA. All of a sudden, he dubbed himself Swaggy P, and it caught on. And it seems like the whole league kind of loved watching him play and referring to him by that nickname.
You know what he's going to do? He said,
first one falls for.
Did it. You know that, Ern.
Second free throw, no good. Bucks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far.
Look at that.
Parker drives in. Oh, that's blocked. And that'll be Milwaukee as it goes out of bounds. Bucks retain possession. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. The fader. And that one's good.
Swaggy Young, they call him. Swaggy P, never swaggier than last season. The top scoring rate of his career and some of the best efficiency as well. He has some huge nights.
For Milwaukee, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Now the Lakers on the break. So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
There's a lot of defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
Nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that.
I tell you what, if you were shaking this time, next time you play in LA, I won't shake.
And Young, a good ball handler. He can get his shot whenever he wants.
Out there.
And that's often, Kevin. Don't expect a lot of assists from him. This is a guy who, when he touches the ball, it's going up. Wes Johnson, the former number 4 pick back in 2010. He was a bust in Minnesota, but he shot better in his 4th season. And once he was moved to kind of a small 4, like the shooting power forward spot, he really found a niche for himself.
Come on, man. You guys got to be better than that.
Antetokounmpo. And he uses the glass on the layup. Antetokounmpo's got his first 2 points.
Defense just looked a little lazy on the glass there.
Yeah, nobody boxing out. That's inexcusable.
Bryant is doubled. 5 to shoot.
Yes, sir.
Lets it go from the baseline and nails it.
Tomorrow. I forgot what day it was. No.
Bryant got 6. And Wesley Johnson has always been impressive physically. Great size, terrific length for a wing, quick off the floor.
Yeah, he's got all of those ingredients, but his ball handling has been a bit mediocre, rather pedestrian, and I think that's
Hill pass.
How about that, basketball fan?
Beautiful.
Wow. Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in. Aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
And why not? I mean, the more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the rope.
Lakers leading by 5. Clarkson kicks to Johnson. Passes it to Young. Johnson dishes to Kobe. 6 to shoot. Again, Los Angeles.
Why is Kobe serving that?
And the
like
story
that?
of this game in the early stages is just how well they've been shooting the ball.
Steve, their percentage from the floor is really impressive up to this point.
Here's Parker with the 3.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Bryant drives in.
That's wrong,
And
man.
Kobe Bryant gets the whistle that time.
Man.
That's his first foul.
Terrific defensive play to cut him off and square up.
And he took a shot, excellent toughness to get in there and make a play. I love that kind of work.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Pachulia, he's checked in for Antetokounmpo. Henson comes in for Parker. Jared Dudley's checked in for Chris Middleton. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Carter Williams. The Bucks shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
There you go.
That's good from Henson. Well, it's hard to argue with the effect John Henson has had on the basketball floor. 6'11" Clark with a 7'5" arm span. He obviously is a force defensive.
And a lot of that, Kevin, I think also has to do with how heady he is. He's got excellent timing and really an innate sense of when to rush in for the weak side shot block. He just seems to usually be in the right place at the right time. That's what we call basketball sense.
What the heck?
Out of bounds, Milwaukee takes possession.
I'll say that, man.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers.
I like having control like that.
There's the pick.
I like to know that my vocabulary is
Here is Bayless. Defended by Lynn.
He traveled.
Outside Mayo. A 3-ball. Randall grabs the board. Lakers leading by 8. Here's Ellington. Cashes in for a double-digit lead.
I love the aggressiveness with their approach, pounding the ball inside, and it's working.
They are owning this game early. They are constantly finding lanes to the basket.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
I know, and Batman pajamas too. Get Batman pajamas.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. And Antetokounmpo's checked in for Pachulia. Parker comes in for John Henson. Chris Middleton's checked in for Jared Dudley. And it's Carter Williams in for Jared Bayless. Shot is off.
Can't say I'm surprised that one didn't fall. He can barely dunk it in the pregame layup line.
And to look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Lakers.
And the points they're getting in the lane will really help them open up the floor.
You know, one other thing that's clear is how well they're burying their jump shots here in the early going.
Be like Comic-Con at GameStop. You see people dressed
The
like
Lakers were coming into the season with only about $11 million in salary committed, a chance to attract 2 max free agents, but then they gave Kobe Bryant that 2-year, $50 million extension. So that seems to possibly postpone the rebuild that the Lakers have by maybe 2 more years.
Man, is he nice or what? Is he nice or what, man?
Yes.
Ellington is
And a nice assist from Lynn.
Exactly.
Ellington's got 6.
I couldn't have dreamt of a much better start than what they've had here today.
Everything's worked, especially offensively. And what a lead they have already to show for.
The Bucks have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far. And a great player like Kobe Bryant, who spent Clark his entire career with one team, he deserves to retire a Laker. He feels that way, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. I feel exactly the same way. You love to see guys who've had the impact on a team and on the league the way Kobe has as a box office draw and winning. You'd like to see those guys be one-team guys. I'd be surprised if Kobe's not in that category. In 2016, though, Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant hit free agency. Uh-oh, might be some forward thinking going on here as well, partner.
They've built a big lead here early.
Both defensively and offensively. They've been terrific right from the tip.
Here's Carter Williams. Rebounded by the Lakers. Randall's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Lakers shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. And the first one
that Pittsburgh pick him up and make it like a little slash. Right. Well, I read an article today
All
that
free
he's
throws
considered
good
for
from
going to
Randall.
Pittsburgh.
They find themselves
I mean,
down here in the
yesterday I read
first, and a lot of that can be attributed to the early foul trouble.
Mayo kicks to Middleton.
Get up on him.
Fires the 3. Here's Antetokounmpo.
No good.
And after just
There's
one
a high
quarter.
scoring first quarter for the Lakers.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And Stephen Clark, Lakers are pretty much in control
Why you
here.
want to hurt my feeling, Cole?
Pretty much smooth sailing offensively. They were in a rhythm right from the beginning.
Steve, they've simply made it look easy. What a story for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Born in Greece of Nigerian parents. His family is really undocumented, living in poverty, though. He'd sell watches in the street to make ends meet. But now he's blessed to make a much more significant contribution to his family's fortune.
Parker and Ilyasova, the duo at forward. Chris Middleton is out there with Michael Carter Williams. And it's Antetokounmpo in at the center filling out the middle. So that's who Milwaukee starts the second with. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Giannis Antetokounmpo's guard skills belie his height, which is approaching 7 feet. Coach Jason Kidd said he's literally growing. When you see him in the open court, that's where he's at his best. He reminds me of a Scottie Pippen, kind of a magic guy to find the open teammate. He's very comfortable with the ball in his hands. Guys?
He's got the length factor to be sure. Thanks, Doris. An indication there of why the scoreboard looks like it does. Very passive defense.
But the finish was anything but passive.
No, he hammered that down, Clark. Superb above the rim action.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. John Henson's checked in for Antetokounmpo. Dudley comes in for Parker. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Chris Middleton.
And Antetokounmpo, a late discovery, started playing seriously when he was about 15. Beginning at point guard before he really shot up in height, and now a forward. Has a lot of playmaking ability. Very intriguing prospect.
And Young, here we go. Clock at 6. There's the triple. Offensive rebound. Outside for Kobe. And the Lakers with another miss.
That's not his shot there, guys. And whether you play D on him or not, he's usually going to miss that one.
He's got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
They set the screen. And that's going to be a travel. And for Antetokounmpo, huge hands, Clark. Do you think that's a factor in his great ball handling?
I certainly do. I mean, point forward skills, he can create for others, do just about everything on the court. The main thing to work on is his shooting, low release point. He's got to get that fixed. Coaches in Milwaukee may look to keep that form, but he's got a lot to offer.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. And Antetokounmpo's checked in for Pachulia. Parker comes in for Henson. Chris Middleton's checked in for Jared Dudley. And it's Mayo in for Jared Bayless. Out to Parker. Lots of room. Here's Antetokounmpo. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Good strength there.
Yes.
Just
No,
barely
yes,
off with that attempt.
I don't think you can fault him right there. A lot of contact on that one.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, a silver lining to last season for the Bucks, the surprising play of their rookie, the Greek freak, Antetokounmpo.
Messing around.
You know, the youngest player in the NBA last season made a huge leap, and the potential is just incredible. The wingspan, the length, the speed. He has a chance to be special.
Here's Middleton. 9 points in the game so far. He kicks off to Antetokounmpo. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
And here is Los Angeles now. Johnson goes in. He dishes it to Kobe. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. Johnson can't hit.
Almost surprised that he had that much room to work with.
Here's Middleton. Rebounded by Clarkson. Lakers leading by 7. And it's Bryant missing.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
Okay, this time to be serious. We're not offense. We're not seeing
Los Angeles has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. They double-team Kobe. Here's Young. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Well, at least the defender got his money's worth on that one.
Yep, that was an easy whistle for the official.
They're engaged now.
The Milwaukee Bucks are a team that's tried season after season, year after year, particularly recently, to put the best team they could manage on the floor. Unfortunately, that type of approach has kind of left them in no man's land. Not good enough to compete for a title, not quite bad enough to draft a potential superstar.
Oh, man.
And he makes the first but misses the second. Talk about that no man's land. The Bucks have tried to sign the best players they could, but so often those mid-tier veterans really don't move the needle.
Yeah, but you know, with this year's top pick, and then you got the Greek freak, Antetokounmpo, I mean, the Bucks have finally acquired a young talent who they think maybe be able to take them to the next level. We'll see.
The shot by Clarkson, no good. Nobody near Parker. Milwaukee the rebound.
Multiple possessions have been the story of the game, and even with the big lead, this team continues to be quicker to the ball. You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it. I'm not sure that was the play they had set up, but it was too good a look to pass up.
Timeout called, the Bucks.
You know, he just isn't pleased at all with the looks they've given up defensively inside. So I think this timeout is all about trying to get his group to tighten up defensively.
They just don't look very sharp to me on the defensive side.
Bayless is checked in for Carter Williams. And the Lakers have possession after the basket by Milwaukee. And yes, sir, that one drops.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
Well, it's become one of the stories of the first half, Mark, just piling up points in the paint.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
But there was some style there, Kev. It was a pretty sweet one-handed flush.
And Wesley Johnson with the slam.
What a floor leader he's been at the offensive end.
You know, he's done a terrific job of moving the ball around, sharing it, dispersing it, and running the show. Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep. Yeah, you got that right, Kevin. He's such a reliable finisher.
What is it about him?
Well, he wasn't fazed at all by the bigger man on the low block. I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he preferred to bring him out to the perimeter, but Whatever works, go to it.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside.
No.
That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guys.
And Milwaukee has possession. Following the miss by Kobe Bryant. And that one's good. Parker.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Well, their energy is lacking. They've got to start playing harder and battle down in the paint.
Kobe against Parker.
What a pass.
Here's Hill.
Kobe,
That one goes.
How come you play
Hill's
at that level?
got 4 points in the quarter.
That's right where they wanted to go with the ball on that possession.
Here's Johnson.
How does he play at this
that
level
was
for 20
unreal.
years? How does he do it, Ern?
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Well, you know,
And the first half is now in the
They
books.
want to know his business.
The Lakers on top, up by 6. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
Now, they was in there so long, I didn't want to say, I got to start my business.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out away here in the third.
Yeah, I do, because the other one's just tired.
Bucks trail by 6.
well, the Lakers have been in a bit of turmoil the last few years, and it comes back to not being able to find the right coach.
Here's Middleton. The shot misses. And the Lakers take it the other way. They've led by as many as 14 points. So the Lakers 5 right now.
Oh, in
Wins
his
out
face.
there with Wayne Ellington. Then it's Ryan Kelly. Then it's Randall. And it's Black in the 5 spot.
Watch out below. Get out of his way now.
No way that he was going to slow him down.
Not that time. They weren't about to take those points away from him.
Not as good in the Los Angeles Leagues. Cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Carter Williams.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded out physical game.
Ellington.
Yeah, that was your game, Clark. Pound it inside and take the ball right to the defense.
That's what I tried to do, man. I knew my limitations.
There's the pick. Mayo kicks to Antetokounmpo. Mayo, the pass to Parker. 6 to shoot. From deep. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And here we go. Fast break. Ellington's got the ball. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Mayo.
Gotta have somebody back there. I'm looking to grab
A big
somebody.
dunk at the end of the break.
Tell you what, that was all made possible by the heads-up defense at the other end.
Yeah, you got to love the energy they're bringing. As soon as they got their hands on the ball, everybody got out and ran.
Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here.
Nice silky finish on the alley-oop.
That sequence, I don't think Clark could have been executed any better.
Stupendous feed.
Boy, I hope we see a few more of those.
Ellington with it. He's picked up by Parker. Randall dishes to Lynn. Kicks it to Kelly. 6 to shoot. Now the pass to Randall. Rebound by Parker. Parker's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
Julius Randle had a great freshman season at Kentucky. Amazingly consistent and dominant at times. But he still saw his stock fall a little bit. Concerns about his lack of length. He struggled at times to finish oversized. He didn't come up with a great number of steals or block shots. And the question is, will he be undersized or a defensive liability at the pro level? We'll see, but I think he's going to be a productive pro.
Pass to Clarkson. Johnson outside. Here's Hill. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. The Lakers have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10. The first free throw is good. And Randall struggled at times to finish over length. The low rate of steals and blocks, will he be undersized or a defensive liability at the pro level? That's been the question.
I don't have the answer to that, but it's certainly a good question. I mean, teams like their bigs to do 4 things: defend the rim, space the floor, rebound, and score inside. Randall can handle the last 2. Time will tell if he can get things done in the former 2.
Ennis misses. Lakers leading by 6. And Wesley Johnson with the slam.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
Yeah, what a beautiful connection on that play.
You can't get in a much better position for the 3 than that. Everything was right on target. It just didn't fall.
And it's Young finishing it off.
A little bit of a magic act here, pulling off the Houdini to make that catch and slam.
Tremendous.
My team is really trying to get this upset. They
This
trying,
crowd
man.
just stunned at the sight of that one.
Timeout called, the Bucks.
He goes to obstacle courses, lineup changes.
Well, Jordan Hill has battled injuries, but when he's played Clark, he's been pretty effective.
Kevin, last season, around 20 minutes per game he played with the Lakers, and you could argue he should have been playing more. He was very productive in his time on the floor. He's more a banger than a spread 4. He's not a great perimeter shooter. So the fit with their spread out system might have limited his playing time.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Antetokounmpo's checked in. Parker. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Wesley Johnson picks one up.
There you go. Appreciate it.
And he'll try to develop his outside shot to better fit into the Lakers' offense last year, but that's not his strength. I mean, where he's best is his ability to use his size and athleticism.
There you go.
On the
He started
boards,
to do it. He started
really
to do it.
defensively as well.
Kobe draws the double. Pass to Clarkson. It's stolen by Ennis. No one near Mayo as he lets it go. Buries the jumper to finish the break. Mayo's got his second basket.
Well, I doubt that was the plan there on that trip, guys, but they did get the shot to go.
And Hill is one of the best rebounders in the league. He's a quality defender as well, and he can play some center. So if he can stay healthy, I think he's a guy that can really be a player to watch.
Boy, they've been so sound offensively in the second half. I love the way they're playing.
Yeah, there's really no comparison in the shooting percentages between the teams since the break.
And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Lakers leading by 9. Young outside. And the foul on Tyler Ennis. That's his first foul.
The league seems pretty serious about creating more parity between the teams. A big sign of that was the last CBA, where the NBA more than tripled the amount of revenue sharing between the big market and the small market teams. The little guys, I think, are in a much better position now than they were a few years ago.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Parker. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
There you go.
Jabari Parker, a self-described obedient kid growing up in Chicago, maintained a 3.7 GPA through high school. He went so far as to say he had lower self-esteem in his younger days. You don't often hear about that from NBA athletes, but it's a reality. Believe me, I see these guys. They often aren't as confident as you might think. But there's no reason for this guy to doubt his worth now, especially on the basketball court.
And as humble as Jabari Parker seems off the court, Clark, he seems like one of those guys who flips a switch when he steps on the floor. Great motor, terrific hunger, real competitive.
Yeah, extremely competitive and confident and assertive. And with his talent, and you add those attributes, you've got a guy that looks like he could be a potential all-star someday.
Chris Middleton's checked in for the Bucks. Carter Williams comes in for Ennis to the left side wing. Young with the steal. Bryant has the open look. Milwaukee with the rebound. Middleton's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And the Bucks miss again. Lakers lead by 10. Johnson sets the screen for Bryant. Young for 3. Here's Hill. Second chance shot. That is good.
In that weight room.
Oh, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
Now the story is points in the paint, Clark. I mean, they're getting point-blank shots every time down.
When you're hot, and that's certainly been the case for Hill. 9 points, and a couple of nice steals, too.
You just can't find fault with anything he's done here. The effort, the energy, his production, his defense, it's all there.
All hustle, non-stop effort from him all over that 94 by 50-foot box.
And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for the Lakers.
Guys, their play close to the hoop has been great all game.
And they've been knocking down the mid-range jumper as well.
Ain't no monkey see, monkey do league, man.
Mayo again. It's Young. Here's Middleton. He's got 9. Kobe with the steal. And here they go. Johnson gets the bucket.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
And he gets the bucket. On to Tacumbo's got 19 points.
Well, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
Kobe goes in.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
Well, now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Parker, right side. The dish to Middleton. It'll count. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball.
I got a chance for upset, Ern. I got a chance.
And here is Los Angeles now. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. And Milwaukee looking at who they've got. Inside, it's Ilyasova and Pachulia. Michael Carter-Williams is out there with Jared Bayless. And it's Dudley in at the small forward. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Lakers leading by 15. Now here's Lynn. Right wing. Three-pointer Ellington. And Pachulia pulls it down. The Bucks shooting at a decent 44% clip here. The kick out to Ilyasova. And the 3 off target.
Boy, they're fortunate. Defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
They get it back. Here's Lynn. Can't get it to fall. To the middle. Here's Pachulia. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Zaza Pachulia signed last season to a 3-year contract by the Bucks. Questionable fit for a developing team with young talent in the front court, but he does give them that veteran experience and a little extra muscle inside.
And Pachulia, Clark, missing a couple months last season, but when healthy, good low post banger.
Kevin, he's got a physical presence, and he's a guy that does not shy away from contact and really does a nice job rebounding on the offensive block.
Oh, and here we go. Bayless got it, the fast break chance. Fast break, the Lakers. Here's Black. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
Outstanding job there to absorb the contact and guide it in.
That's how you impose your will against the defender. He came to play.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. And Antetokounmpo's checked in for Pachulia. Parker comes in for Ilyasova. Chris Middleton's checked in for Jared Dudley.
It's a free throw.
And it's Mayo in for Jared Bayless.
Michael Carter-Williams with that rare height at the point guard spot. He's 6'6", long arms, and one thing you love about taller point guards is the ability to really survey the court and pass over the top of the defense.
Here's Ellington. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Mayo. He lobs it up. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Really hard to decide, guys, which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Clark, there's no wrong answer to that one, my friend. Sensational alley-oop all the way around.
Agreed.
All of the above.
And for Carter-Williams, great quickness at his height. Clark able to defend smaller players and get by them to penetrate on the other side of the floor.
And he needs that, Kevin, because his jump shot is still very much a work in progress. It's not broke, but it's wobbling a little bit. He's got to tighten that thing up going forward.
You know, normally when you dominate on the glass, it really shows up on the scoreboard, but not so much here today.
You're right, Steve. Typically, it is a good barometer that indicates who's winning, but not so.
And Michael Carter-Williams gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Lakers with some changes. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Here's Middleton, defended by Young. From deep. The rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 4 rebounds in this game. And it's Bryant in the corner. And the Lakers with another miss.
I'll tell you what, for what's really an elementary shot, he looked a little nervous on that release.
Middleton the pass to Antetokounmpo. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
Son of a bitch.
That's on Nick Young.
Well, Kobe has always had an alpha personality, but I don't think he came into the league as a natural leader. He was more of a loner, and as his career has worn on, he's realized the need to really engage his teammates for the good of the team.
Second free throw, no good.
Oh, Johnson.
That was wicked! Oh, as nasty as it gets.
That's a good thing, right, Clark?
Yeah, it sure is. That's a good nasty.
Because that dunk was great. It was awesome.
There's good nasty and there's bad nasty. That was good nasty. Let's get that straight, Kevin.
Hill inside. Guarded by Mayo. Pass to Clarkson. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. And now it's a 12-point Laker lead.
Pretty pass. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
Timeout called the Bucks. And during this timeout, I'm sure they'll be hydrating themselves with Gatorade. All the effort out there on the floor. And these timeouts can be such a huge factor in getting a short rest and recharging the battery. Bryant, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Bayless comes in for Michael Carter-Williams. The Lakers also with a sub. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Clarkson. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Jason Kidd was saying to his team. He was emphatic. We're not getting it done, fellas. We've simply got to step up, get engaged, and try to battle back. Guys, we'll see if the pep talk gets them going.
Shots good from Young.
Now they've gotten something out of just about every possession, and their defense has been just as good. Masterful performance across the board.
And don't forget, on the road, too.
Outside, Kobe. dishes to Ellington. Takes it from 10. Milwaukee with the rebound. On to Tecumbo's. Got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. To halt the run. Can't get it to go. And it's the Lakers the other way. Bryant gets a wide open look. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got 4 assists in the game.
What an upset.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
Yeah, look at the discrepancy in the assist column between these two teams.
Obstacle course,
Timeout called the Bucks. They're down by 18. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Chris Middleton's checked in for O'Brien. Parker kicks to Tecumbo. Takes it from 10. Misses off the left iron. Feeds to Kobe. Ball's knocked loose. And that's out of bounds. The Lakers will retain possession.
Why you recording that, bless man? I mean, huh? Now you got me calling you bless man. I didn't do it on purpose either, see? You got me calling you bless man.
1:33 left in the fourth quarter. Young in the corner. 4 on the shot clock. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And we head to the final buzzer in a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance. This will go in the books as a really gaudy win for Los Angeles.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today.
They get physical now. They hit up boy top of his head.
Some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches,
team better than mine,
players, everything
they're not
was
ready
spot
for this
on.
type of pressure.
Fantastic show put on. What an amazing game all around it was for Bryant. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone on his team on offense.
Yeah, they got a little too much experience down the stretch.
That's in, coming off an assist from Bryant. And that's now 11 points for Hill.
Their interior defense has been dismal.
Yeah, and unfortunately, their offense in the paint hasn't been a whole lot better. He's got to contribute. He's got to produce if his team's going to get back in it in this quarter. Well, they're not going to get back into this game when they commit frustration fouls like that one.
How about exasperation fouls? I mean, that's what it looked like to me. It's an indication of the kind of game they've been having.
And for Milwaukee, they're shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Parker outside and out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
Still Los Angeles. 23 seconds shot clock.
Los Angeles has gotten 3 of their 6 3-pointers to fall here in the fourth. Here's Bryant. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
This is going to be a great game for them. No win on the road comes easy in the NBA. Nice performance.
Any player loves sending his own fans home happy. He loves even more sending opposing fans home miserable.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game. They get it back. Shots good from Young.
This game's over, guys. I think we can say that with certainty.
Yeah, I agree with you there. We have officially reached garbage time.
There's the bucket. Good. 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Bryant dishes to Ellington. Back to Kobe. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Steve, Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, Kobe Bryant.
Do you really want me to see what's happening with that, or really don't make a difference right now? Do you really want me to see what's happening at Best Buy, or it really don't make a difference right now anyway? Well, make sure you upload your saves, any saves that you can. Make sure you upload it to the cloud. I know, but some of your saves may be on your hard drive. I'm saying if you any save or profile you can put in the cloud. Yes, sir.
Don't nobody speak to me no more. I wanna hear, but
I ain't talked to B more in probably about 3 or 4 months, man. No, for real.